Yo guys, welcome back to another Beyblade review video here on the channel. In this review, we're going to be looking at Driger F from the original Plastic-Gin Beyblades. I always love reviewing or talking about Plastic-Gin Beyblades, in particular Driger, because Driger was one of my favorite blades. And so yeah, this was my childhood, so I always love, going over reviewing old school Beyblades. Of course, Beyblade is always evolving. We have Beyblade X now, which is doing amazing. It's gotten people back into Beyblade again, which is really good. But every now and then, it's always good to look back at where Beyblade started. And so yeah, we're going to review Driger F today. Okay, so looking at the front of the box, you can see there's quite a bit going on. This is the sonokong box, so this is quite different to Takara's box with the images and the colors. But right at the front, you can see a big clear image of Driger F. It's very nice. You can see all the stickers and the bit beast. Then next to it, we have the owner, whose name was Ray. He's a really cool character in anime. One of the main characters, along with Tyson, Kai, and Max. They were all part of the Blade Breakers team. And just below that, you can see it says Driger F in both English and Korean wording. And then just in the corner, you can see sonokong logos. And looking at the top of the box, you can see in the background, it has the Driger avatar, which at the time were known as Bit Beast. And then just to the right, you can see it says A31. And this is a right spinning balance type Beyblade. Then if we turn to the side of the box, we can see a bit more information about Driger, in particular the gimmick it has. So I believe it has this type of gimmick where on the blade base you can kind of lock it or unlock it for stamina or attack. So you can see in the images, when it's locked, it gives you a bit more attack power. And then when it's unlocked or free, you can have more stamina, which is pretty cool. And just quickly, if we have a look at the other side of the box, you can see a few images on the Beyblade, the launcher, and how to launch it. Okay, if we turn to the back of the box now, you can see a bit more about the Beyblade and its parts. So you can see we have the bit chip, the attack ring, the weight disc, the spin gear, and the blade base. So yeah, quite a few parts with Plastic-Gin Beyblades. And just below here, you can see an image of everything that comes in the box. This was a starter set, so it did come with a launcher. But just for the sake of the review, I'm not going to be reviewing the launcher, just the Beyblade. So that's pretty much everything in terms of the box. Again, I really liked how Sonokong and Takara did their Beyblade boxes back then. It's really colourful and very appealing. But now we're going to look at the actual Beyblade itself. So first up, we're going to have a look at the spin gear, which arguably could be the most important part of the Beyblade, only because it connects to the blade base and allows the weight disc and the attack ring to attach on as well. Plus, this connects to the launcher, so without this you couldn't launch your Beyblade. So yeah, you could say it's the heart of the Beyblade. Also, the spin gear does break down into smaller pieces. So as you can see me unbuild it now, we have the two spin gear parts, then we have this ring, then we have these two parts that attach on to what you could say is the tip. And yeah, a lot of parts when it comes to the spin gear. Even though there were a lot of parts, it did make customizing and building your Beyblade kind of fun. So yeah, now that we have Beyblade X with just basically 3 parts, I do kind of miss having that intricacy of building and customizing with smaller parts. At the top, you can see it has a big R sticker showing that it's right spin. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Driger F spin gear. Next up, we're going to have a look at the Driger F blade base. So you can see the design is pretty cool. It has the 4 stickers underneath that says Driger F. But the main thing about this blade base is the mechanism it has. We kind of spoke about it earlier when we were looking at the box, but it has this type of lock and unlock mechanism, and I think it works in the same way that Big Bang Pegasus' final drive works, in terms of when you launch the Beyblade at first, these, I don't know what these are, these metal spoke things kind of pull out, and it locks the Beyblade and it puts it in attack mode, and as it starts to slow down, these metal spokes then pull back in, which loosens the grip on the tip, and then puts it in stamina mode. It is a pretty interesting gimmick. To be fair, I didn't really know much about it. I just thought this was just here for aesthetic reasons and not for performance. But if that is how it works, that is pretty cool. To be fair, I have battled with it a few times and I haven't really noticed that shift from attack to stamina mode in battle. But maybe now I'll pay more attention to it when I start battling with it. But that's pretty much the blade base covered. And now we're going to have a look at the weight disc. So the weight disc is probably the most generic part from the Plastic-Gin Beyblades. There's nothing really much to talk about here other than the fact that this part adds weight to the Beyblade. There are a few different sizes when it comes to weight disc, I believe this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is 8 balanced, but you can have 8 heavy, 10 wide. So yeah, there are a few different sizes when it comes to your weight disc. Moving on to the attack ring, and this is the part that often makes contact with opponents' Beyblades and barrels. You can see for the design we have 4 contact points, and the attack ring itself is pretty thin, especially compared to the other F Beyblades. You know, if I was to put this next to Dragoon F's attack ring, for example, you can see that Driger's is a lot thinner. But yeah, still really cool design, really nice attack ring. And again, the stickers really go with this attack ring as well. Then finally we have the bit chip, which is probably the most important part of the Beyblade. I mean, technically you could still use your Beyblade without having a bit chip, but by no means the least loved part, if that makes sense. Everyone loves the bit chip, the bit piece part of the Beyblade. I remember back in the days, me and my friends would always battle and do trays with different bit beasts and bit chips. So yeah, a very, very nostalgic part of the Beyblade. But yeah, you can just see a nice image of Driger itself, which is a white tiger, the white tiger of gold, as they say. But yeah, just looking at this part really brings back those childhood memories. Okay, time to build this Beyblade all together. Okay, here's Driger F all built and put together, and it is a really nice Beyblade. It is fairly small compared to the other F Beyblades, but again, the design is really nice. I think the stickers look really good on this Beyblade, and to be fair, it does pretty well in battle. It's more aggressive and more of an attack type than anything, even though it's a balance type. But yeah, it's not bad in battle. I wish they did make the attack ring a little bit more thicker, only so I can use it more in battle. I tend to not use it as much in battle in case it breaks. But yeah, overall I really like the design of this Beyblade. It really brings back my childhood memories. I remember having this Beyblade when I was a child, and I'm glad to say I have this Beyblade as an adult. So yeah, really good Beyblade, really cool design. Let me know what you guys think of Driger F as well. But for now, that's pretty much it for this review of Driger F. I really hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another Beyblade video.